All right, folks, good morning. Okay, let's get started. So for today, Tuesday, February 4th, we have the following information. At 10 a.m., we're going to have JOLTS job openings, which is a major report. Also, we'll have factory orders month over month. At some point today, RCM TIPP economic optimism, which is not a important report. At 11 a.m., we'll have FOMC member Bostic speaking. And then at 2 p.m., we'll have FOMC member Daly speaking. Okay, so other than that, that'll be it for news that's coming out during the trading session. So 10 a.m. is going to be the big one, but possibly some impact from statements by FOMC members. So we'll see. All right, so as far as it goes, let's take a look at the QQQ ETF. Here it is. And yesterday's action was, um, it wasn't really bullish. We were down at first and then we reversed course. So you could say it's mildly bullish, recovering some of the losses. And looks like the market's going to open about where it was at yesterday's close. Now, we did not find any opportunities that worked out yesterday. We had Tesla, which was bearish at first, then news that tariffs with Mexico were going to be postponed, sent the market up. So that changed the trajectory of that stock. But let's take a look at what's moving in the pre-market here and see what we got. So ACHL is first. That's currently up 24.11% on 3.1 million shares, trading at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list. Symbol is ACHL. Next up is ACON, which is currently up 22.71% on 4.8 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add ACON to the list. Next up is AMOD, which is currently up about 22% on 4.8 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add AMOD to our pre-market list. Next up is CPIX, which is currently up 7.5% on about 7.7 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we can add CPIX to our list. Next up is ENVB. And that is currently down 8.24%, about 1.2 million shares traded. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add ENVB to our list. It's not moving much. Probably won't be much of an opportunity there. Next up is EVAX, EVAX. That's currently up about 63% on 40.8 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share, so that definitely qualifies. We'll add that to our pre-market list. Next up is GRAB, GRAB, which is currently up 8.8% on 2.2 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add GRAB to the pre-market list. Next up is HOLO, which is currently up 6.93% on 4.8 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add HOLO to the pre-market list. Next up is INTC, which is presently down only 0.8%. So that's not enough to qualify for our list. We'll skip that. All right, next up is IVVD. That's currently up about 14%, 27 million shares traded, at least $1 per share, so we can add IVVD to the list. Next up is LAES, which I don't think qualifies. Nope, only at 5.3%. So not up enough to qualify for our list. We could put it on our possibilities list, but that's about it. So it is now added to the possibilities list. Next up is moving along. Next up is PLTR, Palantir. That's currently up 23% on 14.5 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, up off of earnings, which obviously came in very well. So we'll go ahead and add PLTR to our list. Next up is PayPal, which is down 8.28% off of earnings, currently trading at about 3.7 million shares, and it's of course above $1 per share, so we can add PYPL, PayPal, to our list. Next up is QNTM, which is presently up 70% on 17.5 million shares. It's at least $1 per share as well. We'll go ahead and add QNTM to our list. Next up is REBN, looks like. That is presently that's up only 1.18%, so not enough, so we'll have to skip that one. Next up is RGTI. That's presently up 5% on 6.5 million shares, so not up enough. Maybe it will be soon, so I'll put that as a possibility. We'll add that to the possibilities list, but as of right now, not looking like it's close enough that we can consider it. Next up is SMCI. That's not up enough. SMCI only up 4.28%, 1.5 million shares, so not up enough, so we'll have to pass on that. All right, so that's everything that I see on my list. If you guys see any other stocks that meet all 4 of our criteria, let me know in the chat. We're looking for a NASDAQ listed stock. It's trading at least $1 per share in this present pre-market session. And in this pre-market session, it must have achieved at least a 6% price change, a positive or negative, that must be current, and must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume. All right, VLCN, as mentioned, that's currently up 92% on about 6.7 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share, so we can add that for sure to our pre-market radar. VLCN. Okay, if you folks see any other stocks meeting all 4 of our criteria, let me know in the chat and we'll take a look. Hola, okay, let's take a look. Yeah, well, I think we already got that one. Yeah, we already have Holo on the list. So let me publish the stocks we found so far. All right, that's what we have so far. So if you folks see any other stocks besides those, of course, let me know in the chat. We'll take a look. While we're looking for that, please be sure to like the video. See, we have 10 likes, but more than 10 people watching. So please be sure to hit that like button. That greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when we produce a new video. All right, looks like that's it. So we'll wrap up for today's Premarket Pulse. If anyone's watching this video on a replay and you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com. That's our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. For everyone who's part of the coaching program, I'll see you there. In about 20 minutes, we'll pick up for today's trading session. Other than that, folks, have a great trading day, and I'll see you for tomorrow's Premarket Pulse. Take care.